Hey guys, Phil here. I am sorry for the background. I'm sitting outside on my deck, finally enjoying just a tiny bit of summer or what's to come, hopefully. Um, this episode comes if you're audio listening. This is episode 478, which comes right after our episode with Chef Rob. But we actually have I just wanted to make sure that you went to look at it. Is we do have a YouTube episode in between because we shot an episode at Expo Antad in Guadalajara, Mexico last week. I didn't translate an audio version because I don't think it would translate properly. So just go and have a look at the maybe watch the other version, and then just know that we're really episode 479, which maybe nobody cares about besides me. But so anyway, I hope you enjoy this. As always, thank you for the listenership. We appreciate you guys so much. Talk to us anytime. We have heard a lot from you, a lot from quite a few of you. Thank you for continuing to listen to us two idiots. All right. Thanks. If you are anywhere where there's some sun and some warmth right now, I hope you get a chance to hang out, work outside, do all of those things, because it has taken a long time for the summer to get here. So make sure you celebrate a little bit. Okay. Thanks.
Hey, welcome to This Commerce Life, an unscripted podcast that focuses on the stories behind small and independent Canadian retail and Canadian CPG.
What we try and do is deliver or pull out the story of our guests and give them to you. The good, the bad, the ugly of retail and CPG in Canada. We're filling a need because we think that retail is hard on the best of days, but it's also a wonderful, wonderful place to grow up and make your living.
We also think that the industry, nor the people that inadvertently find themselves in the industry, really understand the industry at all. They don't really understand what goes on behind the scenes.
So listen to us, Phil and Kenny. We'll unravel it for you. We'll give you the story. We'll give you the story behind the story.
I can grab it. Thank you very much, sir. Yay.
Right.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's kind of fun. I'm not really sure what to expect. So,
well,
Let the
neither
bar
are we.
low. You'll be happier. It's all good. It's just not much.
Yeah. No, we're excited. It's been a little bit since we saw you. So this is cool. Yeah. How are things?
Things are good. Yeah, it's been a really good winter. It's been quite busy. Surprisingly, I was not sure how things were going to go with the economy and everything, but it's been the busiest winter I've ever had, which is good.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That's
wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good.
Hey, that's
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, especially in my industry. As you know, I do a lot of web design and photography. Um, it's the kind of thing that's being threatened by AI, and I'm watching the trends, seeing what's going to happen, and figuring out how I'm going to pivot. But it's really interesting to see how it's shifting in ways I didn't expect, and I'm just kind of keen on talking to people about what they're expecting to happen as well. It's just a really interesting time.
I think AI will take a lot of things. AI can't take all things.
No.
Part of the part that we know you from, if I barely listen to humans, you think I'm going to listen to AI?
No.
So it's either going to have to figure out how to just get me right out of the picture, or they're stuck with, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
guess
true.
all the back end stuff, maybe people can code and do what they do. We all use versions of it now, but I don't think it's going to eliminate everything.
No, I don't think so either. I think there's always going to be a human component. And in my web
Has to
design
be.
work, I feel like it's going to change the clients. Like some of the smaller clients that I've always had, a lot of solopreneurs, like very small
Yeah.
businesses, they might turn to some of these, freebie kind of AI generated sort of okay websites.
Yeah.
But I think there's still going to be a place for those medium, small size companies that they have a budget for it. They just want someone to take care of it. And they
Yeah.
want someone with their finger on the pulse of their digital marketing, right?
Yeah.
Even if it changes to more of a project management sort of job, like where I'm doing less
Yeah.
of the actual creating because I'm using tools to do that. I could see that happening in the next few years, as these tools come in and they sort of force you to use them, otherwise you can't keep up. But I'm a bit sad about that because it's the creating that I like the most. But there's always going to be a place, I think,
I
in
think there
having a
always will
human
be. I mean,
there.
at the end of the day, I think it's like my daughter and I got it, and I got into a huge not argument. It's just because we got into I did a logo for my little hobby, my side gig, right? And she goes, "Who
Hmm.
did you use?" I said, I threw it into Claude Nightmare. Fucking couldn't understand anything I was telling. I repeated it 700 times, 300. I finally said, "Listen, forget it. Stop. Take these two components out. Let's go back to the original." Then I threw it into Canva, who understood that part but didn't understand the front part.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, between you two losers, nobody understood anything I was trying to do. I ended up getting something, but then she was like, well, "Why didn't you just use?" I said, "Carly, I was trying not to spend any money at that point. So I was just trying to do
Yeah.
something. It wasn't going to be, this
Yeah.
is my logo for life, and I'm going to go and print this as a collateral, never to be touched or seen before." I said, ultimately, this is a hobby. If I didn't have AI, I wouldn't have the logo because I wouldn't pay
Hmm.
anybody to do it because I wasn't important enough to pay somebody. That's not to
Right.
negate that, yeah, I did a shitty job relative to what I could have got Bonnie to do or I could have got someone to do, but it wasn't the point. So I
Hmm.
think that part of the AI is probably going to be there. And maybe in these small companies, it's costly. So at the beginning, even if I told, I said, now I got an idea. I said, I can throw it to a human who's
Hmm.
artistic and can see and say, hey, I can see your personality in this or whatever it is and design something. Like, hey, what's AI going to do? It's not going to tap into
I
that.
think
Trust me. I was as patient as, well, you, Bonnie, you only made me once, but okay, I was trying to be patient. Let's go there. Okay, and I asked it a lot of times, very nice, and I said please and thank yous all the way through. I wanted to rip my head off or rip the machine apart, but I was polite.
Yeah.
Stupid thing.
I think I think to me the biggest like so I'm having this moment this week because I did something different. I posted our latest episode on Reddit. So I made
Hmm.
this Commerce Life a Reddit user profile, and then I posted on Reddit. And it's probably one of the more humbling experiences I've had, right? Because, Reddit is sometimes it's like this deep dark hole, right? Sometimes it's where bad people hang out, but it's also where like some pretty honest human beings live, right? Like,
Hmm.
Some.
political, unpolitical, the way they talk, right?
Yeah.
But and I do use Claude to help me start the way I write.
Hmm.
And those guys were the first ones to go, like, maybe you have an amazing podcast, but the description's shitty. I don't know if I want to
Mm.
keep listening, right? And it actually hurt a little, right? Because you're like, fuck, like, and then I did take what I got from Claude and I massaged it down, but clearly not enough. Like people could spot it right away still. So I
Well, you're
don't
still, we're
think,
still too AI, or whatever you
yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah.
call
People are like, one guy
Yeah.
actually said to me, you record your own podcast, write your own descriptions. And you kind of go, ow, like, ow.
it. You don't have to be so
Yeah.
That's
honest.
that's really
Yeah.
true, but ow, that hurt, right? Like,
You could have
so I,
softballed
I
that a
don't,
little bit.
yeah. So I,
Yeah.
I, I think like the, you know, even with web design, like I think, you know, AI can probably help you with some of the more technical bits. Like, so if you're a small business owner, like, could it help you understand shit you don't understand? Yes, meta tags, things like that. But I don't know, like the experience we had with you. And we'll get into your intro in a sec, but the experience we had with you was, you taking photographs of these two idiots. That's not an AI
I'll,
any like there's
I'll tell you right now, there's no
no
way AI is going to do it with me. I don't like, I
I
like
feel
pictures. I don't like
like
being in
poor
them,
Bonnie,
you know.
like just imagine poor Bonnie trying to push us two around to take half decent photographs and they turned out
It
amazing,
turns
which I
out
don't know how you
amazing.
did,
I've already
but
used them.
yeah, we use them
Good.
everywhere, right? But
That's awesome.
like I don't know how, like that
I'll
is
tell you
not
right now,
that is a
there's
very
no computer's
subjective
going to
art,
manage
right?
that.
So yeah,
No
it's a very
computer's going to
subjective
manage
art.
that.
Like I think that's
No.
anyway. So
Yeah.
with that.
we have Bonnie on, and Bonnie helped us. If you've seen any of our headshots, images,
The ones that
anything like
everybody
that
says we
in the
actually look good in
last,
now, those
yeah,
ones.
the only ones in the last
Oh.
eight
Well,
or
I didn't
nine
want to
years
go
that
that big. It's
actually
not
look
that
good.
bad. Yeah, it's true.
No, no, pretty much, yeah. So those are shot by Bonnie. We did them what seems like a long time ago, but wasn't, right?
It
Like
does.
February, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was last
Yeah,
year.
so
Jesus.
so we wanted to get her on, but we would love it if you introduced yourself for real, and then we'll talk about you and what's up with you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Bonnie, and I run Bonnie Joyce Creative Studio, which is a photography and web design company. I do photography is one half of my business, and I do a lot of brand photography for businesses like yours, for small businesses and medium-sized businesses all over Eastern Ontario. I also do just a really wide range of other types of photography. I photographed an adoption hearing the other day. I'll do all kinds of different events. Whatever comes up that I'm interested in taking on. I don't do a lot of weddings. I try to avoid a lot of family photography, but um, it's really neat to see what comes up. So I really enjoy capturing human emotion, real human experiences, authentic moments. I'm not really into staged, posed photography, not so much my style. I really love the lifestyle photography. And that pairs really well with the other half of my business, which is web design. So uh, I'm a Wix web designer. I build um, a lot of small to medium-sized websites for companies and solopreneurs in every industry. I've done probably 500 to 600 websites in the last 4 years. And I get to work with a huge range of businesses, which is such a joy, and so many interesting people. So that's my business. Two sides that work really well together. I'll often do photography for a website in advance. So I'll
Hmm.
take the photos and we'll know that we're going to use them on the site. So I'll be looking for specific shots, maybe for different pages on the site, different, full width spaces and that sort of thing. And also, for this kind of photography is great for social media, for people to just have a package of photos to
Right.
work with, to use on all their different digital media spaces. So it's just a really great combination, and it's a total joy. I've been doing it for about 3 years.
Wow.
Cool.
That's
How did you
that's
fall into this? Like,
yeah.
is this something like you've been
So
shooting pictures since you were little,
it's
or like?
been kind of a roundabout road for me. I actually have a I have a couple degrees that I don't really use. I started in political science and ended up in copywriting in Toronto at an agency called Zulu Alpha Kilo, where I worked for a little bit. Then we ended up moving out to Eastern Ontario to be closer to family, and I did a bit of freelance copywriting and ended up doing some general marketing at a marketing agency for about 4 years. And while I was there, I started seeing these website projects that were being done through a WordPress developer, and I saw that the client that we were trying to serve was not being served very well by these WordPress developers. There was a real mismatch in the personalities. The WordPress people often did not, I'm lumping them together, WordPress people, but
Yeah.
the developers were very technical. They didn't have a lot of soft
Yeah.
skills. So there was often some conflict between the client. We had to kind of be a go-between. And then often they were ending up with these products, these websites that were nice, but they were way too technical for the client to manage. And these are small clients who don't have a huge budget for monthly maintenance on a website, and they're having to pay for a developer these huge packages
Yeah.
to make sure that if they need changes, they can have them done because they don't have the technical skills
Right.
to update their own website. And that could be even just changing their hours or, removing a staff member. And it was just costing them hundreds of dollars. So I suggested to my boss at the time, what if we gave the option to some of these smaller clients that they use a more, user-friendly platform like Wix or
Yeah.
Squarespace or something else? And they said, well, nobody's going to want to do that. Those are sort of DIY platforms. And I think they started that way, but these are platforms that have really developed a lot in the last 10 years, and they're incredible. They're really rapidly stealing the market share from some of these huge brands like WordPress that have been around for a long time that have always been less accessible because of the technical piece. And I think there's a real place for these platforms, and Wix in particular. We started offering a few websites, and it became so popular that eventually it was the only thing I was doing at this agency. I was just building these Wix websites for clients, and they were thrilled. And so I got my 10,000 hours. And within no time, we were doing work during the pandemic through Digital Main Street, and I was building like hundreds of websites for these small businesses. And so it became such a huge thing that that was all I was doing. And I got to the point where I thought, why am I doing this in an agency when I can do this by
Yeah.
myself? Because
Do
on
this
the
by
side, I
myself.
had also been doing photography for years,
Right.
but in my spare time. So it was my dream to be able to do photography, you know, for work, like during working hours, not just whenever I had time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I quit
Yeah.
my job and I opened Bonnie Joyce Creative Studio and
Never
Here you
looked
are.
just
back.
divide my time, and there we are.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
Yeah,
that.
Wow.
I love that.
It's funny how we
I
started this
yeah.
about, sorry, Phil, about AI and how, why. See, those are the reasons why AI comes around. Like when you make things so complicated and you box me in and I can't do any, like I can't change the hours without you. And or then
yeah,
I can go onto a site, not I'm not talking AI like Chat or Claude, but you go into
yeah,
a place where there is an easy platform. It's the back end sort of does itself. I don't have to worry about all the technical bullshit and I can
yeah,
change an hour or change a font. Not that I should touch it, but you know what I mean? It's crazy, right? That's
yeah,
the reason sometimes why things move maybe the way they have because you've become so tight and you don't let me breathe. Well,
yeah,
you know,
But
yeah,
like
sorry,
there,
exactly.
Phil.
there's so many, like even if you step away from just the AI bit and you look at economics, I can't like how do you a WordPress site would cost you 5 to 10 grand, right? Like, and then
Yeah,
every month I've got to pay what, a $300 to $500 retainer if you're lucky
Yeah, for
yeah,
what
for
though? You don't even know.
hourly
exactly.
changes, for things and things that like I'd have to email, someone would have to go, yeah, yeah, I'll do it for you. It takes another week to get it done, right? Maybe I don't
Exactly.
quite like the way it looks, and then I'm looking at it going, you know, like fuck, right? Like now I got to send
Yeah,
3 more emails. I got to ask for a few more things. And then next thing you know, I've used up my hours and someone's like, hey, so listen, your 3 to 500 isn't enough, right? Like
yeah,
that is, like if you start with someone, Kenny, you and a hobby, you're under 60 grand a year, even in your hobby and revenue, if that, right? Like, and you're going, I can't afford that kind of money.
Why
Like,
would I
I'm
do
going to
this?
spend
This
10,
is stupid.
fifteen
I'm not gonna.
percent of
This is.
that
I'm not
on
gonna do
what,
it.
right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's not, it's
No,
I love it. Like so we do this all the time. We actually recommend people do this. We recommend use Wix unless you're gonna make transactions. And then if you're gonna make transactions, probably use Shopify because they have a lot of
yeah,
plugins that you can use. And then stop doing fancy things, right? Because everyone gets sucked in,
Just
yeah,
keep it
especially on
simple.
Shopify. We
yeah,
see like people using custom templates all the time. You're going, stop, stop, like
yeah,
stop. It like just
yeah,
sell more shit
yeah,
Yeah.
before you go
exactly.
fancy, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Spend the time on the words.
and then
Spend the time on beautiful
and then
pictures.
and
Don't.
then you know what? If you
Yes.
make more money, I would hire someone like you so you would help me make it look right versus
Yeah.
like I will do something more
Yeah.
automated. Like
Yeah, exactly. There's a huge
yeah,
gradient there between getting some
yeah,
custom, super expensive website and using a DIY. There's a huge
yeah,
Sure
gradient,
there
and you
is.
can.
yeah.
So I work in that gradient. Like I do custom work with a user-friendly platform.
Oh,
So
I love it.
that means
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they're starting from this really great
yeah,
site. And if
yeah,
they want, I'll often add just an hour of training at the end of our project so that they understand how to get in and change those hours. So they're not, handcuffed to some
yeah, yeah, yeah,
maintenance
yeah,
plan.
yeah.
And if they don't want to do that, then okay,
Yeah,
fine.
call me
Like I'll
back.
have
It's
here's
totally cool.
here's
I can. Yeah,
yeah. So it's
yeah.
just making it a bit more accessible for people. But I would say 90% of my clients are people who have an old website that they don't know how to use, that they're unhappy with, they hate the way it looks, it doesn't represent their company, they're embarrassed by it, and they just want something. that looks like them,
Right.
and that's where
Yeah.
the photos come in as well, because often they're using terrible photos, or it's very stock photo-y and it just looks so fake and phony baloney. All the pieces come together really nicely to give them something that feels on brand and something that they're proud to put on their business card and like, to share. So it's a good feeling.
I love it. I love
No,
it.
it's
Hmm.
good.
What's so and then do you do a lot of work in the local area? Like do you draw clients? Like where do clients come from, you know?
So I started off mostly just in this local area, and
Hmm.
it's almost all referral. I've never had to go looking for work. It's just, I'm always busy with referrals. But it's really expanding out into sort of Ottawa, Toronto, Kingston, and a lot in London as well. I don't know how that's working. I think my SEO is working on my own website for getting found
Yeah.
elsewhere, in this little niche that I'm in. So, yeah, throughout Ontario, and I do work with a few Americans. I've got some projects with some organizations in New York and
Yeah.
sort
That's
of all
awesome.
over the place. But yeah,
Oh,
mostly Eastern Ontario. And of
okay.
course, with my photography, I have to be there. So
Yeah.
I have a few
Yeah.
clients in Toronto, but mostly it's in Ottawa and the surrounding area.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right, right. Got it.
Hmm.
No, I love
That's
it.
the
I,
limitation of the photography, is you have to physically be there, but
yeah.
it's wonderful. I do work remotely with a lot of businesses that I do website work for, but it is nice when you can actually meet in person and
I mean,
connect,
remote keeps the cost down, right? So if it's a
Hmm.
regular whatever call, why not,
Yeah,
right? But then
exactly.
every now and then you're absolutely right. It's nice to be able to see faces and talk about
Absolutely.
things
Hmm.
in person,
Even
right?
the
So yeah,
photography, it's
yeah,
not like you're going to have to do that weekly. So, worst thing you have to bomb. I learned bombing to Toronto's not next door, so I get it. And it's not a
Yeah,
most exciting drive. I got that too. I get this now.
yeah.
But
Well,
it's not
yeah.
that bad. You build it in, whatever.
Exactly. It's hard in the winter because the winters
Yeah,
up here are pretty bad. I
yeah.
got burned this winter. I might have even told you guys about this because I think it happened just a few weeks before I saw you. I drove all the way to Toronto for a photo shoot in Oakville, and this huge snowstorm came in as I was driving to Toronto. I didn't see it coming,
yeah.
and I was unable to get to Oakville. I had to cancel. Everything was canceled, and I had to just wait in Toronto until the snowstorm was past enough and then drive
No,
back because I had to be back
no way.
for other
I didn't know
things.
that.
So,
I don't think we talked about that. That's
No,
oh,
we
it's
didn't talk
terrible.
brutal.
about that.
Like, so it was just such
Yeah,
a waste of time. I mean, I was working from Toronto while I was waiting out the storm, but like I didn't get to do the shoot. And then, it was such a bummer. So the winter can really throw you for a loop with the roads, but I'll just try not to
this
do big drives in the
this
winter, I
winter,
guess.
yeah, this winter
You guys have
was
had an ugly winter
particularly
though too,
bad.
It
right?
was bad.
Yeah, we had a
Hmm.
particularly bad winter. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that stuff does suck. Like what do you do?
Nothing.
It's
That's Mother
funny,
Nature. You just work
Something
around
you
it.
do. Yeah.
but it's funny, right? Because like Kenny and I, we were going to a show in the interior of BC called
Hmm.
Basin, and it was the same thing, right? It was
Yeah.
right on the cusp of November, so in that area,
You don't
it
know.
you know,
Really?
and it
You
did
get a lot of
actually
snow at
the
that
night
time of
that we
the
went
year?
in.
It's
Well,
passes,
the
right?
night we
Because
went
we're
in,
going
the
up
mountain
a
pass actually
kilometer.
got snow. So yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you get to six,
Crazy.
7,000 feet, from the lower mainland, you're at zero. Like we were literally,
Yeah.
we're zero. You go up six,
Hmm.
7,000 feet. I mean, in the some of those passes, you can get snow in August up there. You're not going to
What?
stick. It's not going to last
Wow.
forever, but you can get 3 inches dumped, and nobody's on everybody's all seasons at that point. But it does
Wow.
happen. It doesn't happen often, but it does.
Yeah.
But you get toward
Wow.
November. Shit, you don't know Mother
It's
Nature's gonna throw at you. When she's
you know what?
angry, like she does
Yeah.
what she wants.
Yeah.
It's temperamental. It's almost like that right around that Kingston pass. Like when it's not supposed to be
Yeah.
snowing and then all
You
of a
guys
sudden
have
you
no
get
passes. What
whiteout.
are you talking about?
No, listen. So there's this spot, there's two spots in Ontario in particular. There's one spot in between Ottawa and Kingston where it like the forecast will be like no snow, no snow, no snow, white
Hmm.
out, and people wind up in ditches. They wind up, because it just drops and then it goes away. And then the
Yep.
other side, in between London and Windsor,
Yeah.
and honestly, Kenny, it's not a pass. It's a straightaway. There's nothing there. It's just a straightaway highway. And the majority of like footage you ever get from a winter accident is from either one of those
Yeah.
because a squall just dropped in and then people like it's crazy, right? Like
Yeah.
It's
and
Somebody
then
just
get
a
between
and then it
snowball.
Abbotsford and
clears
Chilliwack.
and there's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a dozen cars in ditches and people are
Oh
like
man,
bailing people out. Like it's
Yep.
craziness,
yeah,
right? Like
I went to school in
yeah.
Waterloo and Guelph, and that
Yeah, so
highway,
you
that
know,
stretch of
yeah,
highway. Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
yeah,
I remember driving on the 401, and there's like
yeah,
a foot of snow, and like you're boating
yeah,
along, and there's transport trucks
yeah,
passing you. It's a nightmare.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
scary.
yeah,
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 it is.
yeah,
Yeah. So we don't
yeah.
have
It's
that. We just
weird.
got mountain passes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Anyway, it's
crazy.
part of it, right? He's whatever.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
I wanted to add, so I think with I think with the service you provide, I guess I was curious because I think a lot of small business folks don't necessarily understand the value of the businesses. So I wondered how much time you spend your referral based business, so maybe it's a lot less, but I just wondered if people understood the value or you've got to spend, you know, more time kind of talking about, look, here's here's because there's like in some businesses you're like, okay, we need to spend some time because I need to know where you're going to be able to help me. And then there's
Hmm.
some businesses, like I think ours is like that too, where you spend more time going, here's why you need me. Do you find a balance between the two, or does one kind of lean more into the other?
I feel like sometimes the hardest sell is for businesses that are busy. Like out here in Lanark County, we're in our it's a funny little economy because there's a lot of plumbers and electricians and small business owners, and they do really well. Like they are slammed. You cannot hire them. They are booked. They don't even call you back. They don't have good customer service. It's a pain in the ass
They don't care. They don't
because
need
they're
it.
booked. They don't care. They
Yeah.
don't need you. But at the same time, they're being told you need to have a digital presence. You need to have like you need to be found on Google. If you're not on there, you don't exist. But they're going, well, I'm busy. I don't care. You know, and
Yeah.
so and they're maybe a little bit older and they've got their kids are saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I think there's some selling that has to come along with that. Sometimes they'll approach me and they'll say, I'm being told I need this. Tell me why I need this. And so and in fact, I've had some that have I remember I did this website for a roofer and he said he's so busy that he actually just ignores his website. He gets messages through his website and he finds it stressful because he just gets even more
He
inquiries and
doesn't
he
need the
doesn't need them.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can be a little hard to explain to somebody why you would want to have that almost for a rainy day or if things shift or maybe a new competitor moves in that's
Yeah.
got better
Yep.
website and they steal all the business from you. I think that's when I have to do a little bit of selling. Generally, since most of my business is referral based, I'm not really marketing myself, which is sort of not good because I think if things do change, I need
Yeah,
to
but you're the
know how
plumber
to
and the
do that.
electrician, Bonnie. At that point,
Yeah,
I'm
same
getting
for you.
business.
Yeah.
I don't have time for more business.
Yeah,
So people, oh, get a great web page so they find you. I don't want to be found.
yeah.
I got more
I don't
than
want to
enough
be found.
found.
Don't call me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or you better
So
call me. Hey, Phil said
Yeah.
call me. Then I'll take the call
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
okay. But otherwise, like I don't need no. And then I
yeah.
got to explain myself. I think I piss on this, man. I get enough referrals. I don't need more.
Yeah. So it is like that for a lot of businesses, which is great. Like it's
Oh, it's
great. I mean,
wonderful.
I love helping businesses that are not in that spot. They're like, I need more
Yeah.
business. I'm trying
Yeah.
to,
Right.
I want to be found and I don't understand why nobody's calling me. And that's really satisfying to turn that around for them and to help them build that online presence. It's really exciting. But I think with so many different ways of putting yourself out there online. There's also, Google Business Profile, which is just a free Google profile that you can have that helps you get found
Yep.
online. That's kind of a starting point for some people, and sometimes they feel like maybe that's enough to have that. But generally, more and more, it is so important to have something because people explore you online before they call. They want to see that you're legitimate. They want to see that you're real. They want to know a bit about you. And um, And so that's kind of the conversation, is just building that legitimacy online so that when people are comparing you to the competitors and trying to figure out who they're going to go with, they're
Hmm.
doing sort of 60%, 70% of that work before they even pick up the phone, before they even email
Right.
you. And if they can't find their email, maybe they're not even going to reach out because they don't want to pick up the phone. Like
Yeah.
it's the changing way that people get in touch. You know, they want to be able to see how you post on Instagram, or what does your social media presence look like? If you're not on there, maybe you don't exist, you know? So I think it depends on the business. It depends on who your client is and who you're trying to attract. But
Right.
definitely there's always a conversation about the value of a website. And sometimes it's more valuable than other times, but generally, it's we're not using the yellow pages anymore. People have to
I think I
be
hate to say it
on
like
there.
as like because I'm that one, right? Because I'm the oldest
Yeah.
of the three of us. So I am that one that'll say, listen, I don't give a shit. Like really
Yeah.
and truly. First off, people are finding me. I got work. I don't really whatever. But if you word it more that way, like in the old days, would you have done the yellow pages? Well, of course. How are they going to find me? Well, there you go, Einstein. This is the new yellow pages. You
Yeah.
don't have to spend $1 trillion, but I think that's
Yeah.
all we hear is
Yeah.
that okay, sure, yeah, okay, another big expense. I don't want anybody bugging me.
Yeah.
But if you look at it as, hey, it's your marker so that people even the people you who are going to come to you by via referral might say, well,
Hmm.
yeah, Bonnie said to phone, to call Ken via Phil. Bonnie looks and can't find Ken, thinking, well, full
Hmm.
Phil full of shit, or is this like what is
Hmm.
this guy? I mean, it's good that there's a contact, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Can you at least show me a few pictures of the roofs you've done or whatever the hell
Hmm.
you've done? Like, give me
Hmm.
something.
Yeah, the other really good reason to have a website is to screen your clients. So,
Hmm.
to make sure that you're getting the right calls, because the last thing
Absolutely.
people want is to be spammed by people. Hey, do you do this? Hey, do you do that? How much do you do this for?
Yeah.
And maybe most of those calls are not going to turn into work because they're not the right person. So, if
Exactly.
let's say you're offering a very specific roofing service, but you don't do eaves troughs or something, if you can put that on your website and make it very clear what you're offering,
They'll
then if
stop.
people find you, it's just they won't call you. And
Right.
that's
Yeah.
perfect because you don't want them to call you. It's a waste of
No.
your
Yeah.
time. I think time is
Yeah.
the real currency
Right.
here. And having a good website can just make your time
Yeah.
more efficient. You can even have forms and things that capture information from people. Where did you find me? Like you can use a website to get information from the clients
Right.
before they even become
Mhm.
clients, and make
Right.
sure that they are the right person and you're the right person for them. So there's different ways of using it.
Just got to get it through some
I
thick
yeah.
heads.
I'm curious
I
about
think
this side hustle of yours.
Oh, I've been collecting stuff since I was little. Like
Okay.
I've done coins and paper money and watches and sports cards for a million years. But I've
Neat.
gone mental again on sports cards to the point where there's a problem, right? We've got a real issue. So it's that life of trying to say, like one of these days, like I do so much, I've been doing stuff on eBay for near 30 years in August. So I've been doing this for a long time, but it's gotten to be a lot more fun and I've made it more of I don't want to call it a business because it's not a business. It really is a hobby that just takes a lot of time. If it was a
Hmm.
business, I should close it down because I'm making like $1.25 an hour, maybe. And I'm just trying to be generous so I don't feel bad that I'm like 95 cents an hour, right? But it's one
So
of
you're,
those things. But I
yeah.
should, and I've told him
Okay.
before, like I really should get a lot of this stuff on something that I can control and show. Like while we were talking, I get this guy who I've dealt with before. He pings me on LinkedIn. Hey, I noticed you had a couple cards on. What else do you have? And I know what he wants,
Right.
so I threw back a couple cards. Sure enough, I do a sale now. I just like literally now. Something, okay,
Mm.
that's great. But if I had a page, how much more could I do? But if I do that, then I
Hmm.
don't want to be that busy. I don't want to do this all the time. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it a business
Hmm.
because I'm not going to like the hobby. But
Hmm.
I really should do it because it would make the hobby a lot easier to do. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
So
So you're always
so
conflicted. And then
so
I think
when
I have
does
no time.
when
And then
does
he
Bonnie
keeps me
start
busy and he
redesigning your
puts,
website?
yeah, and then he puts all these appointments all day and then I get busy. And then I'm thinking, fuck, man. Like,
Yeah.
Too much shit going
I,
on.
I,
But I
I
should
think
do
Bonnie's just
more.
going to send you an agreement after this. You can sign it. She can just redesign your website and then you're off.
Well, the
Hey,
website is the
Did you?
old
have you
website
been paying
anyway.
attention? We were talking about time as a currency. You spend
Uh,
all
Time is a
this time
currency here.
complaining. You should just sign a contract and then you're done. And then she
That's
can go
right.
and
I
redesign
don't even
your
know what the hell
stuff.
I'm signing up for, though.
She already has pictures of you, so it's all good. Like we've already got assets to go. Like, what's
Bonnie
the
That's
had
big
an
right.
deal?
hour and a half with me and you. I don't think she wants anymore. She's doing this podcast. She's being very kind about coming on. She's going to think, hey, I'm going to wrap this up. This is the last time I want to talk to these two. It's over.
Uh, so do
Yeah.
you have a website already, or do you just post
I've
these
got my
somewhere?
old website for the consulting side, right? Which I
Yeah.
probably should just because we do all the consulting now through this Commerce Life. I should just because I'm
Hmm.
paying for it, I should
Yeah.
probably just morph it over. Great.
Yeah.
All easy peasy to say. What does that mean? I don't fucking know. Am I going to
And
do the
maybe
work?
there's a
No.
yeah, maybe there's a platform that exists that's not your own website, but again, people consign clothing. Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
remember what the platform is called, but there's a whole platform. It's just for consigning like vintage clothing. So people
Oh,
post stuff
really?
from their own
Okay.
closet, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like Etsy, except um just for clothing. And so people will
Oh,
go
wow.
on there if they're looking for vintage skirts or
Yeah.
whatever, and they'll find different vendors, and you can be a vendor on there. And I think it's a lot less work because you're uploading pictures of the
It's actually
items,
built for it.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's built in.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it would all be built in
Yeah.
and to sell and everything. You don't have to
I mean, which
actually
is it's
create it.
sort not the same, but I mean, I've been on eBay for a trillion years, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
most of my
exactly.
stuff's up there. But again, everything takes steps.
It
And
does.
ideally, what I should do, because I do have a store on eBay, is it just I should be the web page should reflect that, hey, you can buy from here, or just zoom over there because eBay's easy to use, But even for me, it's a lot more protective too. I don't like the eBay ecosystem,
Hmm.
but it does provide some bonus. I get great shipping rates because eBay is massive and they
Right.
have the deals.
Yeah.
If I ship to the States now, the way they do it is I'm protected once it gets to Ontario, the hub, and then it goes on eBay worries about the rest. So if there is a
Interesting.
refund or if something gets lost, they manage it. I don't have to touch it. So there's a lot of bonuses to it. But
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have a better page or a page and run a better app page. And I'd love to
Hmm.
morph my old page into the new page. But again,
Hmm.
this is a hobby. It's supposed to be just fun. And as soon as I go down that path, as you poor woman had an hour and a half with me, you'll know how I'm going to go. It's going to get very agitated very quickly. It's just not going to go well.
I,
And I
I will
feel for
say,
the
I will
person who's stuck
say,
with me.
so poor Bonnie really did have to spend some time with us, and then it wasn't the nicest of conditions. Like
Oh, it's
actually it wasn't bad. It
cold.
was like a typical
These are pretty.
Ottawa day, right? So it was, but
Well,
it was a little
yeah.
chilly.
It was
Um,
minus
you
16
know,
or
It
something.
was
And
cold.
yeah,
yeah,
it
we
was a
were in
little
this
chilly.
little
Yeah,
Airbnb. Yeah,
yeah,
it was not
yeah,
ideal, but we made the best of it. And I thought
Oh,
you
the
guys did
yeah,
great.
pictures look amazing. Like seriously, the whole field looks good. Like
yeah.
when we got
Well,
the
you
picture, I
were
thought,
you were a nice calming influence. Kenny complained a lot, and then he complained a lot less because you were so pleasant about it. So,
oh, it was
that
wonderful. Like
was
the
that was really
results are like
helpful.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I mean, I
That's my
wouldn't do it
job as a
again unless I
photographer.
had to, or you two forced me, but I would do it, but I'd be still the same. But yeah, the results were like fantastic.
Awesome.
Like
Well, I mean,
fantastic.
everybody always says the same when I start a photo shoot. I hate having my photo taken. I've been dreading this. I didn't sleep last night. I hate
Yeah,
this.
Ah, hate it.
And it's kind of a big part of my job is to just bring down the pressure a little bit,
yeah,
bring it down to earth, keep it
Yeah.
chill, and connect and just make it easy for them. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
if you are stressed out, it just shows all over your
It'll
face in the
show.
photos. Yeah, you have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you just have to
Where
roll
did
with
you
it.
where did you learn to take pictures? Is that just
I
something that you
did.
did, or did you
Yeah,
train for it, or?
I did a course at St. Lawrence College in Kingston
Yeah, yeah.
very long time ago, like maybe 10 years ago. On a whim, I've always enjoyed photography. I come from a very artistic background, so I've always done a lot of art in all different genres. I went to an art school. I'm a classically trained violinist. My whole family's
Oh
artists,
wow.
like all art, art,
Ah,
art. So
very
it kind of runs
cool.
through my genes.
Yeah,
But so I've always felt this draw towards photography, and I did this course in creative photography just for fun. And then I started doing some little jobs on the side. I photographed a friend's wedding as a gift, and the results were amazing. And so they said, you should do this, you know. But I was also working, so I just kind of was doing it on the side, and I did more and more and more. And over the
Yeah.
past 10 years, it's just I've done so many different things. And then when I started running my business, I've had so many more opportunities. And now it's really just learning by doing, honestly. And I feel like with photography, you develop your own style, and there's an eye to photography. Like you see the moments, and you see that, and they come and they go, and it's about seeing those moments and capturing them at the right exact time, and then also working with people. It's all about the people, because if you are hard to work with or stressful or you don't have a lot of good energy, you can't get the good moments.
No.
And so it's really about people. And I love photographing people. Like some people like doing nature photography or product photography, but I just love seeing what happens when different people
Mm.
interact and in different spaces, you know, children, even animals, interacting with children. It's just really fun to see what happens. You know, you can never anticipate how it's going to go, but you can roll with it and work with it, and then and try to have a goal towards what you want. And it's very satisfying and creatively fun.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I like
Mhm.
that. I think those are, yeah, those are art moments, not,
They're
um,
art moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah, they're
very much an
really,
art. It's
yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I like that. I actually really like that when we were shooting because I, I think, because we do more video and then we kind of do this kind of fixed, podcasting stuff where you're kind of at fixed angles, but
Hmm.
the video stuff, like I was watching, how you pick things because of the light in the room, those sort of things I think are really like really skillful, experienced eyes, right? So I that was really cool. It's cool to
Thanks.
watch, cool to learn
Yeah.
from actually.
That was
Yeah,
good.
that's great. Yeah, that's one of the things I've always found tricky about indoor photography is the tech, the lights, all that stuff can kind of suck the
Yeah,
creativity out.
yeah,
But I've learned to sort of you really try to think of it as painting with light, which is what photography is,
yeah,
and try to think of it more, how do I create the light in a natural way? You know, like we were bouncing it off the ceiling over
Yeah.
there to sort of
Yeah.
and I think if you try to think of it the same way as when you're outside and you're just using the sun, it's not that different. But I do find all the gear and the tech can kind of take away from the creativity. And I like to just keep it as simple as possible most of the
yeah,
time. Like I don't like using tripods and all the lighting and like
yeah,
systems and everything. I have them and sometimes you need them. But it's really nice to be dynamic and to be flexible, because sometimes the moment is over here. And if you are set up, the lighting is set up only for this, you can't
Yeah.
capture this moment and
it's
you're like,
gone.
damn, I wanted that, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that can be a bit hard for a creative
Yeah.
photographer trying to get those
Wow.
technical things set up, but it's
Yeah.
something that you learn as you go along.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, this is fantastic. I'm excited. I love also the way you've assembled your business. I think we're around a lot of brands that, they're solely focused on some things, right? Every now
Hmm.
and then you run into a founder that makes you really tired because they've done a lot of things. We were talking, we had the founder of V-Gain on a couple of weeks ago, and she was inspiring and exhausting because it felt
Just so
like
much energy.
everything, yeah, she was doing things that, like, because we do a lot and we always feel like we're doing a lot. And then we were like, oh my God, it's like we took a nap. And then she did eight more things while we were taking a nap, right? Like
Like
it's
what
kind of,
kind of things are you talking about?
so she's got Vegan is a plant-based protein brand,
Hmm.
and they've kind of launched all over North America. And then
Hmm.
somewhere along the way, they needed more office space. So rather than just get office space, they got really nice office space. They felt like they didn't deserve it, so they built a cafe. They
What?
built a cafe in it so that other people could enjoy it and they could build a community hub. But she knows
Oh
nothing
my
about
God.
cafes, but she
Oh
built it
my
anyway.
God.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and
Wow.
you're just like, how? Like,
Does she have a big team?
she has a team that she hired to do it, but the beginning
A
vision
lot
was
of it at the
just
beginning though was
her and
just
the
like
co-founder.
go. Like she
You
just
know,
goes.
like, yeah.
And
Yeah,
there was
you know
so
what?
much energy.
It's different. I think also in the types of businesses you probably talk to,
Yeah.
scaling is the only way to survive, right? You have to scale.
Yeah.
That's where the money is.
Yeah.
I think this is a different type of business because I don't need to scale to do well. I'm very happy with where my business is
Yeah.
at. I'm just me. I have a lot of
Yeah.
people say, "How are you going to get bigger? How are you going to start hiring people and all that?" And I just think at where I am right now in my business, in my life, it's not what I want. That's actually not my goal. Like, my goal is to work with good people, to solve problems, to enjoy my days,
Yeah.
to be creative. So when you take away the goal of being a
Yeah.
gazillionaire and scaling to this huge multinational state, um, actually I think it just depends on what you want for your business.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's not what I want. I
Yeah.
want to be sustainable and comfortable and to enjoy my days. I want to enjoy the work I do every day. And I
Yeah.
do, and I love it. I feel like the luckiest
It's
person in the world.
yeah, it's refreshing, right? Because you clearly enjoy what you do, and then
Mhm.
kind of like spreading out is probably more of you and a reflection of your curiosity, right? Because you're almost like, wait, I can help with that. Like, why wouldn't I help with that, right? So
Mhm.
we have the same. I think that was also the other reason that we got along so well with you is because we are similar, right? In that
Mhm.
we don't, it's us. Like it's,
Yeah.
we've brought on pieces that help us make us not so complicated, but that's it, right? Like we're not gonna get
Yeah.
bigger like that, right? So yeah.
Yeah, you're the brand. And also, I don't know if you have this problem when you hire somebody to help you with something. I find sometimes there's a trust issue when it's something creative. I
100%.
can't let go of the
Yes.
control. Like if someone were to say, "Oh, why don't you just have someone edit your photos?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, why don't I just have them take the
Oh,
photos then?" Because the editing is so
yeah.
much of the creative process.
Yeah.
Or,
Absolutely.
doing the design work. Well, first of all, I enjoy it. Second of all, I couldn't relinquish that control right now. Maybe if there was somebody, I work closely with a graphic designer, who will often do that kind of work, and then we'll work together to do other parts of the
Mm,
project. But that's her
mhm.
job. I don't do graphic design. So there are some people that I do work with, but in terms of giving someone parts of my tasks to do, I have a hard time doing that. And I think that's why it would be hard for me to grow bigger at this point than this, like to have a team. It's just not really my business model.
It
Yeah.
doesn't
I
have
don't
to
Yeah,
be
know.
no,
either though,
I'm
right? I
there
mean,
with you.
it's a
Yeah.
personal thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? It's what your web page, the Facebook, it's you.
Yeah.
That's what the intent is. It's hard to scale sometimes a you,
Yeah.
and that's
Exactly.
maybe okay too because whatever.
Yeah.
I think
I think so.
if you're a small business, so I think the one thing that you do want to hear is, you know, like the three of us are, we've made a conscious decision that our brand is us.
Hmm.
And so, you know, not giving that away is actually a core part of the process, right? Is
Yeah.
this is me and this
For
is who I
us.
am. And I don't it sounds overly dramatic, but it's not, is I don't actually care if you like it or not. This is the brand, right? So you're either in or you're out. I think the
Yeah.
difference
Exactly.
is if you are a scaling brand and you're a brand that builds product or whatever, you actually need the brand to be able to live without you, right? Which is a
Exactly.
whole different, kind of dimension to this. But yeah,
Yeah. It needs to stand on its own over there and over
100%.
there
Yeah.
and over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes people in business they want to get to a place, but they don't realize what their life is going to look like when they get
Yep.
there. And then when they
Yep.
get there, they're unhappy, like
Right.
so
Yeah.
unhappy. They're
Yeah.
exhausted, they're miserable, they don't even like the work they're doing anymore because
Yep.
the stuff that got them into the business, they're not even doing it. It's someone
Yeah.
else is doing it. Like I
Yeah.
just think it's good to think about what is it that you enjoy doing and then how can you build your business so that you're going to continue to do those things and enjoy it in a sustainable way if you
It's
can,
hard because a
depending
lot
on
of
your
times you get
business.
outside pressures or people saying, you should, you should, you
Yep.
should. or you need, and you're thinking, well, first, I don't have to do anything. I don't need anything. I can do whatever I want. Because we get
Yeah.
that a lot too. Like people will come to us and say, well, you know what, I'm doing this and I really enjoy it and I really need to do this now. And you're thinking, why though? And literally, most times it's, well, because that's what it seems like
Somebody
I
told me I
should be
have to
doing,
do that.
or
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
said I
Yeah.
should. I'm
yeah.
thinking, well, what do
Because
you want to do?
everybody does it, right? And you're like,
Yeah. So what do you
Yeah.
want though?
like this is, yeah.
I like what I'm
Exactly.
doing. Okay. Well,
Okay,
then
so do
why
that.
are you
Yeah,
stopping? Uh,
yeah, yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
path, right? If you don't want to shoot corporate shit because you don't like being in a corporate environment, like for picture
Don't.
wise, and you'd rather shoot in the
Yeah.
house, then do that. I mean, it's your
Yeah.
choice what you do.
So
Well,
yeah,
except for
it's
you, Kenny.
yeah.
Except for you, Kenny, you should always listen to what I have to say,
I
and then
listen to
Bonnie as
everybody
well.
all the time,
So,
whatever.
uh-huh,
Not
uh-huh.
really, but that's okay. I very
Bonnie,
much do
thank
what I
you.
like to do. That's the way I work. I mean, whatever. It's get one crack at this life. I mean, we'll enjoy some
Yeah,
of
We've
it.
that's
got
true.
one crack at this life.
That's true.
Exactly.
Well,
We
so
Yeah,
got to
like at
enjoy
least
it.
enjoy the
that's true.
ride,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
thanks for doing this. This has
That was
been
awesome.
amazing.
Thanks for
This
actually
is
doing the
fun.
pictures more than anything. Like
Yeah.
we got to like thanks for doing the first part so that you actually came to the second part here.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
pleasure. It was
Yeah. Yeah.
really great doing that with you guys, and it was a lot of
Pictures
fun.
turned
And
out
you are
awesome.
fun to work with. I did not find it difficult.
You don't have to say that.
Any,
This
It's
podcast will
okay.
go
I
out
You
no
didn't.
matter
You
what. So,
probably had to stop for a drink on the way home. It's all good. We've done that to people. We know ourselves. It's all. It's no reason. You don't have to hide it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We cause a lot of grief for people, mostly
yeah.
Phil, but that's okay.
Man.
well, he must be doing
Oh,
the heavy lifting because it wasn't so bad.
It was good.
Anyways,
I
this was
enjoyed it.
great. Really nice to chat with you
yeah.
guys. Thanks for
Thanks for
having
doing
me.
this for us. How do people
Do you
find
My
you?
mind?
pleasure.
Do you mind before you go? Yeah. How do people find you? Websites, socials, anything like
Do you have a
that?
web
Yeah,
page?
so I don't have a website. No. So my website is Bonnie Joyce Creative Studio.ca.
Bonnie
And
Joyce, J O
Bonnie
Y C
Joyce,
E.
Joyce
Okay.
Creative Studio.ca.
Yeah.
And my social media handles are the same. Bonnie Joyce Creative Studio. I know it's a mouthful. It's long, but it is what
All
it
good.
is. And yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I don't post too much, but
Okay.
yeah, I have a
Okay.
website and my social media as well.
Awesome.
And maybe you could find her in the yellow pages, just maybe.
That's
So
right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they still make those
that is
things. We got one the
awesome.
other day. I thought, what the hell is this? Even I
Wait,
don't
they're like
even.
this
I think
big
this
though.
is. It's small.
I know. Do you
It
remember how
used to
big
be
they
like
were?
that.
They're like that, but
Yeah.
you'd sit on them to get height at the
I
table. I
Yeah.
know.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Gone are the
Crazy,
days.
man.
Gone are the days.
Crazy.
Okay.
Crazy. Okay.
Well, thanks
Have
for
a
this,
wonderful
guys. I
day.
hope you have a good rest of your day.
So do you.
Yeah,
Have a
you
good
too.
day, and I'm sure we'll see you
It's
again.
the sun's coming out. You should go outside and enjoy it before the rain or snow
Beautiful.
or something else shows up.
No, we're blue
So,
skies
Yes,
here too.
yeah.
absolutely. All right.
Okay.
I hope you get through
Awesome.
your drive. Okay.
Okay. Take care.
Bye,
Thanks, Bonnie.
guys.
Bye. That was awesome. She's
I like
amazing.
her.
Yeah, I do too.
She was
I
good.
do
Like she
too.
really, the pictures. I mean, not. I don't like. I hate taking pictures. I like shooting pictures. I don't like being in
Yeah.
pictures. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think she did an exceptional job. I think she sort of, even when I look at him now, I thought, well, that actually kind of looks. I know it looks like us,
No,
but
I like
it
them. I
looks
like them
like
a lot.
us.
Yeah, it looks like us. She captured, because one thing that we could never do on our own was not contrive a shot, right? Because it always
Right.
looks like we're deliberately taking shots, but she was able to get past that. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
liked it. I think they
yeah,
turned out really, really good. Super happy.
yeah,
Super
yeah,
happy.
yeah. Okay. So thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening, everybody.